Welcome to Toffee TV, to the Everton News Daily. It's the 24th of January 2018. Just a week left of the transfer window. Will we buy a left back? Please buy a left back. We haven't been linked with any left backs today though. We've been linked with, well, this is a bit of a strange one. We've been linked with Marcel Brands, who is currently the Director of Football at PSV Eindhoven, according to the Mirror. The 54-year-old recruitment chief has been with the league leaders since 2010. Before that, he spent 5 years as director of football at AZ Alkmaar and recruited Louis van Gaal, the manager. Brands brought Wijnaldum, Kevin Strootman, Memphis Depay to Eindhoven. And Everton would want the Dutchman to bring a global dimension to the work of Steve Walsh. Now, does that mean they are talking to him as a replacement for Steve Walsh? Are they looking for him to work alongside Steve Walsh? Are they moving Steve Walsh away from the director of football and maybe giving him another role, maybe a scouting position at the club, maybe more of what he was actually doing when he was at Leicester, and putting someone who was actually a director of football in charge at Everton Football? We'll wait and see. It is just a rumour at the moment, but it's gained a bit of traction today because obviously a lot of people are asking the question about Steve Walsh because of the disastrous, year, you would say, I would suppose, does that in terms of buying in transfers and who we brought in and what is the thing we're trying to create at Everton. And a lot of the players we've bought don't really fit into one particular system, and we certainly haven't bought players we've needed. We didn't buy a centre forward when we needed one. We didn't buy a left back. We still haven't bought a left back. So we'll wait and see. The squad is bereft of left-footed players as a whole. So that's a really interesting rumour. Obviously, every day we get rumours with players left, right, and centre, but to be rumoured with a director of football, that's a really interesting one. So we'll keep an eye on that one and see where it goes. James McCarthy has posted a picture of himself on his Instagram account from his hotel bed, from his hospital bed. I wish it was a hotel bed in Dubai with the rest of the team if they'd gone out there. But no, it's in his hospital bed. He's had his operation. He said he's had a successful operation. He said, just a quick message to say that my operation went well and thanks to all the staff involved. So obviously that's been done now, and that's going to be the long road of recovery for him, which will probably take the best part of a year, I imagine, if you look at what happened to Brian Oviedo and Seamus Coleman having very, very similar injuries, which makes it even worse. We've already suffered the heartache before of two players, plus Balassi being out for a year, and now we've got to suffer the heartache of another one. So obviously, we'll have to wait and see. Talking about injured players, Henry Onyekuru, who's back at the club, who is back in Finch Farm working hard. The Anderlecht coach, right, I'm going to try this. Hein van Hezerburg says he would have no qualms about taking Onyekuru back on loan. He said, if Everton say he's okay and we think it's 100%, we can put him in. But if something happens, it's not our fault. Well, nice one, Henry. The player himself, he's stepped up to his rehabilitation at Finch Farm today. It was on his Instagram story, wearing a rather uncomfortable looking leg brace. It was said that he was going to be out for the rest of the season and possibly the World Cup if selected, which would be really bad news for us because we need his performances for Nigeria as part of his work permit. So he's back at Everton, he's working hard, he's trying to get fit. There's no real talk about how long he's going to be out for. I don't think he needs an operation, which is a really important thing. It means he'll heal a lot quicker. So hopefully he'll be back soon. He can't play for Everton this season unless in the next week we try and blag him a work permit, which I don't really think will happen. But it'll be interesting to see if he does stay at the club for the rest of the season and just prepare for the possibility of going to a World Cup. Or obviously if he wants to confirm that place, maybe go back out to Anderlecht. But I don't know how that would work, obviously with the transfer window and stuff. I don't know whether they still hold his registration. I imagine they do. I imagine they still hold his registration, so it probably isn't really an issue. but we'll wait and see on that. Two of Everton's games in March have been moved. The away trip to Burnley, Saturday the 3rd of March, is now a 12:30 kick-off, and the home game against Manchester City at the end of the month on the 31st is now 5:30 kick-off. So obviously they're on the same days. The times have been changed. They're not too bad. They're not too bad at all. Burnley would have been a local game, 12:30 isn't too bad. And obviously Man City 5:30 just ramps it up a bit with it being on TV and giving us the extra profile of them going for the league title. So there you have it. That's the Everton News Daily. As I said earlier on, a week to the transfer window closes. Will we bring anyone else in? Doesn't feel like there's actually sort of any kind of haste to bring anyone in. As we spoke about yesterday, Luke Garber played, and there's a general feeling now that he is getting his chance at least to prove that he can take that role. David Unsworth has spoken about him and said, this season he's got fitter, he's got stronger, he looks good playing for us, and he's got the right attitude. So we'll wait and see. It's all there for him to take it. And obviously Seamus Coleman's back as well, and we'll wait and see how his fitness is and how he develops in the next weeks and months. Hopefully be back in the team before we know it, because we need him. Let's be honest, we need him. We need his character. To be honest, we need him to be captain, because he is what we're missing. There you have it. That's been the Everton News Daily. We'll be back tomorrow. I'll see you later.